It's Friday night in Gangneung, the Republic of Korea, the host city for the Pacific Asia Curling Championships 2018. It's semi-final Friday. We know who one of our gold medal game participants are. Who will be the other one? It's the men's semi-final here from Gangneung. Here is our venue. It's the Olympic venue, the Gangneung Curling Center. The Olympic Games played here this past February. This week, hosting the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. I'm Hans Fraunlaub. I'm joined by Rona Howie, and here is our feature game tonight. Men's semifinal 1 versus 4. It is Korea versus China. Who will play Japan in the final? We're going to know the answer soon. Korea versus China. China top ranked.
Please welcome the two teams in this evening's session.
And let's welcome the athletes to the playing area for tonight's game. Rona, lots at stake here for both of these teams.
Certainly is. A place at the World Championships. So a big game, a lot of pressure.
Here are the teams for Team Korea. At lead tonight, Lee Donghyun. At second, Lee Jongjae. Jeong Byunjin is at third. And Korea is skipped by Kim Soo-hyuk. Here's Team China. At lead, Dieng Dongju. Xiao Jilin is at second. Wang Jiyu is playing at third. And Zhou Piao is the skip. Here's the way that the round robin wound up. China unbeaten in the round robin at 8-0. Japan, New Zealand, Korea, also the playoff qualifiers. And here is the road to the gold medal game. Japan defeated New Zealand earlier today by an 8-3 score to advance to the gold medal game. Who will they face in that gold medal game tomorrow? Will it be China or will it be Korea? The loser of this semifinal game will play against New Zealand tomorrow in the bronze medal match. Teams wish each other good luck before the game. Rona, this one figures to be a fantastic contest. Both teams love to be aggressive with last rock. We'll should see lots of rocks in play.
Yep, hope so. Both teams have got a lot to play for, so it's going to be a real exciting game. As you say, lots of stones in play.
Both of these teams really confident in their draw shot ability. Both teams really strong sweepers as well. So ice conditions this week, as you'd expected at a venue that hosted the Olympic Games this year, have been absolutely excellent. It's really let the players play every kind of shot that they'd like to.
Yeah, fantastic ice conditions. Exactly what the players want. They want to be able to curl, they want to be able to play the game behind cover, and they've been able to do that here.
China will have last rock advantage in the first end. They're assigned last rock, or they had the choice to choose last rock by virtue of their higher ranking in the round robin. So they'll have last rock in the first end. Stone colors, Korea will be playing the red stones. China will be playing the yellow stones. So here we go. Lee Donghyun, Korean lead, starts us off in the first end of this men's semifinal. Korea declaring their intentions early. Rona throwing a guard first up.
Yep, they've had their pre-game practice, all happy to go for it in the first end. China have got the hammer, they'll want to score. But Korea will have other ideas, either trying to force one or go for a steal early on.
Jiang Jandu
Yep.
再见，
二
再见，
Yep.
再见啊
Yep.
！Go, come on, go， 向那边走。
Trying to tuck around this Korean stone. Oh, good looking shot here first up. There you see that sweeping ability of Team China. Gangneung with a beauty first up. Top forefoot. Nearly fully buried. Great shot. Lee Dong-hyung, only 22 years of age.
Yeah, it's a young Korean team and they've really been impressive this week.
라인은 괜찮아. 웨이트 마.
라인 좋아.
더 와야 될 것 같아. 조금만 더 와. 조금만 계속 와. 계속 와. 계속 와줘.
Just want to come right round and half check on that yellow.
조금만 더 오자. 조금만 더 오자.
Come up a wee bit short, but it's usable there.
Good sweep from Team Korea as well. That one comes into the 12-foot circle. Jiang Dongju.
7带着点啊。
等待可能会涩点，
抓的位置。
擦擦后区都行啊。
Yep.
Yep.
二
Yep.
二
Go, guys.
Yep.
Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. 二赢了没问题。
So just quite happy to keep things open and draw the other side in line 2.
Yep.
Big sweep there. Don't not want to set up a double takeout. China lies 2. Lee Jung-jae, also only 22 years old.
Yep.
계속 와줘. 계속 와줘.
헐.
계속.
It's going to hit half and spill. Zhou Qiao looking to put that stone back where it was. Xiao Shilin.
八区。
Green light on top of the rock tells us that's a legal throw. We have automatic hogline detectors in the stones here in Gangneung.
八区。
谢谢。
Yep. 二
Chinese front end, you're really getting warmed up here in the first end. They've swept a few of these coast to coast. Here's another one. Trying to get it into second shot position. It's actually losing its handle and turning the other way. Just get a bite. But not into second shot position, so Kim Soo-hyuk changing gears as we look at the rules of play. We're playing the 5 rock free guard zone. 8 ends minimum, but we're scheduled to play 10. 38 minutes thinking time for each team. Each team has 1 60-second timeout.
야이 괜찮아. 야이. 오. 야이. 오. 야이. 그러네.
Kim Soo-hyuk electing to come in the rings now.
뒤로 볼게.
아 열어놔.
열어놔. 오케이. 야이. 야.
시라인.
And it's such a good draw round here. They could come right round and lie shot in the forefoot.
Great look here at how much this will curl in the last few feet of the trip. Look at it wrap around those guards. Great shot.
Great shot. China recognised straight away that this is danger. We need to open it up.
Xiao being asked to do just that. Gonna try to clear the front stone. Gets rid of one. Kim Soo-hyuk looking to have that guard replaced. Jung Byung-jin, the third 22-year-old on this team. Kim Soo-hyuk, the skip, the veteran.
웨이트 봐.
둘. 오케이.
정지야. 괜찮아. 라인 괜찮아. 정지야.
어이 좋아요.
조금만 밀자. 조금만 더. 조금만 더. 조금만 더.
샷. 오케이 샷.
Perfect guard. Zhou looking to clear. There is some danger here of some jams on the stones in the rings. Just checking the angles as Wang Xiu throws the clear. Safely through the forest of granite. Well, as we thought, lots of rocks in play. That's what we'd like to see.
방금 전보다 더 들어가야 될 것 같아.
기다릴 수 있어요. 조금 더 길어.
Gangneung
라인 괜찮아.
trying to replace this guard, trying to line them up.
라인 좋아.
라인 좋아. 정지야.
Seeing how much late curl there is. Nice shot.
샷.
Kim Soo-hyuk, as you said, has brought in 3 younger guys into the team this year. He's very experienced as a skip, and he's so encouraging to the team at all times. It's great to see. And they've just flourished this week, played so well.
You carry a little bit of extra pressure when you're playing at home, as Team Korea is. But you're right. This team has played very well this week. Full value for being in the playoff phase, and a great chance for them tonight to claim their place in the gold medal game against Japan tomorrow. Team China, likewise, unbeaten in the round robin. They've played super. Oh, look at that. Terrific. Didn't lay a brush to it. Throws it cold in front of the Korean stone for China to lie 1. Great shot.
Yeah, just the Korean guard just overcurled a fraction, and it allowed China the opportunity just to come round. And we've seen a good curl on the ice with guards. If they're not in exactly the right place, you can get round them on both sides.
There you see all those stones lined up behind those guards. That stone has gone past the tee line, though, so it's a chance here for Kim Soo-hyuk to follow it down. So he's 34. That makes him a veteran on this team of 20-somethings.
얘들아, 웨트만 잘 봐.
여기까지 괜찮아.
마지막에 완전 마지막에 가야 돼.
라인 진짜 좋아. 아니야 이거 아니야. 안 와도 돼.
Not laying a brush to this one either. Has he got contact, or is it going to slide by? It does slide by. Comes to the back of the 8-foot, just 5 feet extra weight, and that was costly for Soo-hyuk.
조금 보냈는데 확실히 잘 가는 것 같아.
Lots of carry, lots of glide in this ice.
4초 공반?
Yep, you have to be that dead weight to get the big finish.
So Chiao making his way to the delivery end. Great look at what he will see. So climb into the hack with Sol Chao. That's his target line is the brush. Wants to throw it probably top of the button, half around that stone in the front of that red 4-foot circle. (27 years of age). Played 3rd on this team. His brother skipped the team last year, competed at the World Men's in Las Vegas, USA. And this year, Sol Xiao taking charge of the skip position, playing very well. Again, not laying a brush to this one. Willing it to stop. Just gets to tee. Very nice shot. China lies 2.
Really, I think now Korea, they don't have last stone. They have to be careful here. They don't want to lose a 3 at the first end. So if they can come in and just freeze dead on top of that stone, they'll lie second shot and really make it difficult for China to get 2.
But you're right, Ron. No room for error. And if Kim Soo-hyuk was ever heavy and touched that Yellowstone, could open up the possibility of dropping a 4. So a real precision weight shot required here from Kim Soo-hyuk. Good news for him, exactly the same path he just threw down.
Yep, it just needs to err on the lighter side rather than the heavier.
Not laying a brush to this one yet. Slightly tighter line than the first one, but this one is still sliding. Coming down a bit now. Will it curl enough? That's a nice shot from Kim Soo-hyuk. Curled just enough. So let's take a look at the deliveries of our 2 skip players. Rona, let's first look at Kim Soo-hyuk using that sliding device.
Yep, very square shoulders and hips. Steady delivery.
That's right behind the target line. And Zolcial.
He's a wee bit higher in the hack, goes up higher as well in the pullback.
Again, very steady.
Very steady, stone completely under his dominant eye. Yeah, both very steady.
Well,
more arm movement with the Chinese skip.
Now, interesting call here for China. Gonna just try to chip their own sideways into the red, maybe to score 3. High risk, but high reward if he makes it.
Must be close. They like it.
Just trying to catch a piece of their own. Terrific shot. China scores 3. Really, really great little angle tap there from Zolcial. Let's have another look. Only had a piece of that rock to throw at. Hit what he could see, keeps the shooter. China scores 3. One more look. Pushes the Korean stone out of the 4-foot, hangs around themselves. China with the best possible start. They're up 3-0 after 1.
下 OK， 小一点，稍微擦擦。下 OK， 一直擦，一直擦，一直擦，得擦。好，现在加5，须子看力量，擦，一直擦，一直擦，没问题。给力，现在加5，56，擦一擦，擦住了，没问题。Go, come on， 这个，再来。
Welcome back. You're enjoying live coverage of the semi-final game in the men's event at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. Hans Ramam here with Rona Howian. Rona, wow, what a first end.
A great first end, and to be fair, Korea didn't do much wrong. Just maybe the skip's first stone was a bit heavy, but apart from that, they were heavily punished.
Just a terrific final stone from China's Zolcial. Played a little angle tap around guards. He could only see a sliver of the rock from the hack, but he absolutely nailed it.
And it's at that stage, it's risk versus reward. It's the first end of the game, so really there's not a big risk playing that shot at all. He could have drawn for 2.
Yes.
But no, that was definitely the shot to go for.
Yeah, great result for China. So let's see what Korea can do here in the second.
Yeah, they'll want to bounce straight back with a deuce here.
It's a bit of a curling cliche, Rona, but if you're going to drop a big end, first end's probably about the best time to do it. You never want to drop a big end.
There's still 9 ends to go, so you've got plenty of time to get it back.
This one's going to wrap around that stone at the top of the 4-foot. It's going to slide behind the tee into the back 8-foot. Jacket's coming off. A lot of heavy sweeping going on out there. Hard work for the brushers. Korea electing to play at the stones in the rings.
조금 있어. 조금 있어.
괜찮아. 백준아.
Trying to get the roll in behind the corner.
Okay, shot.
They take it in that direction. Don't think they really got much cover behind that corner guard, but they do take the play away from the center line. Good shot.
场线大一点，零，场线大啊，场线大，二，
Xiao Shen.
二，我，零，二，量大一点啊，差不多。
Nose hit.
这边还是往外拉着。
Yeah, that was a really good shot. Blocks the draw around there for Korea. So they have to remove it.
Might be a chance for Korea to get slightly across nose and get a little outside flop to get some cover. Lee Jongjae.
라인만.
기다려줘. 백준아.
라인만.
많이 룸이야.
내려.
반대로 볼게.
얍. 오케이, 끝.
Nice shot.
백준.
There's Jongjae.
조금 있어. 잠깐만, 리랑 可以.
Xiao Shilin.
零，二，얍，接近正手，二，可以，얍，打定 ，OK， 定。OK。
You can hear those brushes really digging into the ice as the sweepers get such pace on the brushing. This Chinese team can really move those brushes. If you're brand new to our sport, the purpose of sweeping is to really reduce the rate of deceleration, which sounds all a bit technical, but basically on a sweep it makes it go a little bit straighter. And on a draw, makes it go a little bit further. Actually, quite a lot further on ice like this, as much as 5 meters.
Working this hard to try and get a roll. Is it
Get the
going to
outside
stop?
roll. It does jam at the back. Does bite the 12. It's a good shot.
Just rolled out into the open. But China can't nose this. It won't be in the rings. They want to roll in.
Well, we talked about the sweeping, how hard they work, and look at them trying to hold the line on this stone. Keeping it as straight as they can, and that sweeping really kept this rock in the rings. Nice job. Nose hit, so interesting choice now for Team Korea.
Yep, get the chance to come round the corner.
We like to see that, don't we, Rona? When you throw that corner guard, we always like to see the teams use it.
Indeed we do.
So this is a tactic, ignoring the shot rock, looking to get some cover behind that corner guard to potentially set up a two-point end.
This one's got a long way to come. Need that bit of running weight just to finish it off.
Exactly, we know they do finish hard. Lee and Lee sweeping it deep for maximum curl. That's a pretty good shot.
However, the guard is quite long.
It is.
So you can come round at a tap back.
There's the Korean bench, Coach Lee Jae-ho looking on. The matching cap.
Seoul of Korea.
Yeah.
This team play in Seoul.
不行，把前面站位分开了。那个挺高。OK， 11。
New curling facilities being built in Korea. Relatively new rink in Seoul. Here is Chinese coach, Shang Shipeng. Stopwatch in hand.
踏板，量大，
Wang Xiu.
接近长线了，接近长线了，可以下吗？下线走去。
Jiang sweeping for curl. Gets a piece, actually pushes it further behind the guard. That actually helps the Koreans.
So now, great chance for Korea to set up a 3. If they can come round that corner guard.
Gee whiz. I thought he was going to play the hit on the middle stone. Oh, now they are playing towards that stone.
Gonna freeze it. I like the draw around the corner.
Oh, and they seem to have gone back to that come around. Thank you. We were listening to you, Rona.
That's good.
The reason it's good to come around that corner guard in this situation, Rona?
So you can try and generate a 3. At the moment, they're in a good position for a 2. But because the corner guard's there, why not use it? Try and get another one round it. They might catch the guard, then you play in the front one.
This one looks a bit light, however. It's going to come up short of the rings. Does block the path to the second shot rock, but they wanted that one in.
Yes, because now China can come round there and kill their end for 2. They could be forced to take 1.
So Chiao indicating that indeed he wants to draw around those 2 red stones on the bottom right of our picture. Leave themselves lying first and second shot. A pretty good touch on his draw weight for most of the tournament. Certainly never afraid to throw it. This one still carrying, though, well by those guards.
Yeah, because that was a mistake from Korea, so China really want to capitalise here.
This one is going to slide deep.
Oh, and an error from China as well.
Yeah, a little
Have
heavy.
they left a double, though?
Yeah, it's quite flat, but take a look at it. Look at all those stones in play in the first end. And Shou Qiao making the high risk but high reward play just to tap his own on an angle. He could only see a corner of that rock, but boy, did it pay off. Terrific shot. And that's kind of a match-winning shot there. Yeah, you can see he's pumped about it.
The only disadvantage, though, with Korea hitting that centre one and going over to the wing, it's all back tee.
Right.
So China could come in and freeze, even if Korea do bury here.
Jung looks at the angles. Although it's pretty flat, those stones are pretty close together. Probably has to hit about 3/4 of the stone on the left to make the double. Has to throw it pretty hard.
Toe slide.
A bit too thin.
Just lost his shooter.
Yeah, he needed a bit more contact on the target stone to save his shooter. Makes the double, rolls out. Was trying to hit 3/4, he wound up hitting about half. That made the contact point on the left-hand stone a little bit further back on the rock, and the result, his own stone squirts forward and out of the rings. There's the contact point. Just about half, needed 3/4. It's not much. That's the way it works in the sport of curling.
Absolutely. A few millimetres here and there make a difference. So China have got the opportunity to draw around here again. Just needs to be in the 8 foot to lie shot.
Take a look at the interval time between the hog lines on this shot. T-line weight for most of the week has been running in about the 14.5 second range.
可以下吗？可以下。等一等，降速再下。现在力量有点大。
14.9 on that one. It's got lots of glide, plenty of weight.
还是大一点啊。
Quick eyes tonight. Nice shot. It does slide deep enough. I wonder if Lee and Kim and company are going to be thinking about a tap.
Yeah, China would have liked that to stop top of the 8 foot so that it would have jammed if Korea tried to hit. But if you scrape past that guard, Hans, the tap back's on.
We've seen how much it finishes with cold draw weight. Problem for Kim Soo-hyuk, he has to push it about a foot to score 2.
Yeah, it doesn't need to move it far. It's virtually back tee with sweeping. He looks tempted.
Yeah, gonna give it a try. I like the call. Key thing for Soo-hyuk is really just to think T-line and leave it to your sweepers.
Yeah, it's virtually back tee that zone, and just the sweepers can take it to move it. You don't need to move it out the rings. You just need to move it back.
Just a foot, really.
Yeah.
Because this ice is weight sensitive. You step your weight up and it will track straight for a while.
Because he's got to make sure he scores here. Bring 3 down.
Final stone of the second end for Korea's Kim Soo-hyuk.
They're on it early. Gosh, they need to hold this.
Trying to get it by these corner guards. Is he by? Yes, he's by. Has he got enough momentum to push the Chinese stone? Yes, he does. Terrific shot. Kim Soo-hyuk. Real team shot by Team Korea. Fantastic brushing by Lee and Lee. And it's a deuce for Korea. Fantastic. All around team shot. They came so close to this corner guard. Worked it all the way to get it by. They just got it by, and now they have to keep enough momentum to push the Chinese stone, and they do just far enough. Fantastic. Even a smile from Shou Chiao and a nod of the head. Fantastic shot. After 2 ends of play in this semifinal, it's a fantastic one. China leading it by a score of 3-2.
라인 많아. 라인 많아.
셋, 넷.
다섯, 넷. 넷까지만.
셋, 넷. 넷 좋아. 넷.
라인 괜찮아.
라인만요.
라인 좋아. 넷까지만.
라인 좋아, 라인 좋아.
동재 와야 돼. 세턴 물어야 돼. 좀만 더. 좀만 더.
샷. 오케이. 셋.
OK。
3也可以啊。带着。23也可以啊，下落非常好。3差不多。3可以，下落非常好。可以下线了。3力量够，力量够，可以再等一等。下落非常好，力量很好，可以再等一等啊。来点，靠近一点，线路要非常好。OK， 好的。
Still catching our breath here at the Gangneung Curling Center. You're enjoying live action of the men's semifinal between China and Korea. If the rest of the 8 ends of this 10-end games go anything like the first 2,
we're in for a treat.
Yes, the old heart rate's going to get a workout tonight. Terrific play from both teams.
얘들아 와야 될 것 같아. 예스!
넷, 6.
와줘. 힘내. 계속 와.
6.
계속 와.
좀만 더.
Good sweep from Team Korea to get that stone half into the 12-foot circle. China with the last rock here on the third. Gangneung.
6、7可以等，感觉稍微大一点，7可以等，线路也可以等，7，那就等一等，7、8有点减，有点减，有点减，是连带，
减速再下啊，减速再下线，
是连带，
提线还是提线，
是连带着，
大一点，大一点，大一点啊，
还得等，那等，
减速再下，
Good looking line around that corner.
射得非常好。
Want to keep it in front of that tee.
下一点，下一点。
Lovely. Nice shot.
Great shot, great communication the whole way down the ice.
That's really a hallmark of the better teams, isn't it, Rona? That constant communication.
Yeah, make the best of every single shot played.
Lee Jung-jae.
세면 안 돼, 세면 안 돼.
아 네.
괜찮아, 웨트. 라인 많아.
세면 안 돼. 세면 안 돼.
오, 세 보여.
Trying to follow down this same path that Team China played, but it's a slightly wider track and it's going to slide just past the Chinese stone.
이거 플랜 B가 약해도 되는 거잖아.
这个点，
直接粘篮球吗？
站篮球。
No fear from Team China of using this corner guard.
Nope, they've put it up, they'll use it.
青科他的。
Korea have got a good stagger on the front guards that they could use later on.
直接磕9，直接磕9，量很大，量很大啊！90，
我线没，
磕3B，
线没有，线没有。
能往里边？
线没有，再等，都去2。
Wider track, a little more weight. They do push the Korean stone into third rock shot position, rather. China last 2.
10区。
Korea could hit the open one and roll over on top of their own red and lie short. It would be half guarded by the yellow. But they're living dangerously here. They don't have last stone, Korea. They're going for the freeze. They would like to force China to a 1 here.
Korean front players hit that one early with the brushes, and that changes the line a lot early. See this one well by the guard. Trying to sit in front of the Chinese stone, but it's kind of in no man's land right in between them. Second shot. Game of cat and mouse continues. As Rona mentioned, those red stones at the top left of our picture. Korea might switch gears at some point and draw around them. But for now, all the action's on the right-hand side of our screen.
11。
China unbeaten in the round-robin phase. Sliding along with Xiao Shilin.
11，踏板，踏板，量大啊！踏板，
这里走。
Sweeping now for a little extra curl.
Great shot.
Terrific.
Now Korea need to be very careful.
There's Xiao. Pleased with his work, rightfully so. Great shot.
Yep, Korea get action on all 3 here.
Kim Soo-hyuk
좀 세게 올게.
control weight. Now they're resetting, just verifying.
Yep, they've tightened up the ice just with the running weight here. It doesn't curl as much.
Jung Byung-jin trying to bail his team out here. Trying to remove at least 2 Chinese stones if they can. There's 1, there's 2, and they get a roll. 3/4 behind the front stone. Very nice shot there by Jung.
Just unlucky, it didn't roll behind the cover completely.
Yeah, another half a rock width of roll there, and that is perfect. As it is, mighty good.
However, the only thing, if China roll off this and come over, they may leave a double on their yellows. So that's probably what Korea are hoping for, that they come back over.
Quite difficult for Wang Xiu to get an inside roll. The stone is probably half buried. Good look at the line here. It's going to hit the outside of the target rock, going to spill a little bit to the right. Creates a little pocket. Double is definitely there for Korea if they want to play it. That is the call. Just hit a little on the outside. Double them off and flip it a little bit behind the corner guard. They do want to keep their stone in front of the T-line though if they can. Jung Byung-jin. Trying to kill two here. Just gets one. Slightly overcurled. Good chance for China now to roll behind those center guards. No, no. Zhao thinking we can even flop a bit to the outside. Here's another look. Needed to hit this one a little on the outside, but it gets to the nose and doesn't make the double. What would be your roll preference here, Rona? Inside or out?
Either or, but I think if you roll in the way, it might provide more of a pocket for Korea. You've got last stone, you really want this to be open, and if you can get to the wing, but I don't think he's going to get either.
No.
It's one of these in-betweeners.
Exactly. Roll in, roll out, roll nowhere. Wang Xiu.
It's not an easy double, but he's looking to see whether he can see enough coming in the in-turn, because you're coming off the guard. But it looks quite tight off the guard.
There's a fantastic look at it. He would just have to squeak the guard to make the double, and he might lose his shooter.
Yeah. The out-turn certainly looks more inviting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying that now.
Quite brave to throw the in-turn at this. There is a risk of a jam on that stone at the back.
But even coming off that one hands at the top there and sitting in the 4 foot on top of that other yellow wouldn't be a bad result.
Yeah, just about a 2 rock width roll and just sit it in front, so if China did make a play, they would jam.
He's saying, I quite fancy that out-turn.
I can see more than I thought.
Sorry, the in-turn, yeah.
He says, I can get across the face. Make the double. Lie 3. No, no, sounds like they are going to stick with the original plan, which I believe is the inside roll behind the center. We're going to find out in a moment. Quiet wait.
They've seen quite a few run straighter down this path.
Looking for that inside roll, that quiet wait. It's not going to roll very far. We're hoping for maybe one more rock width of roll on that, but a nice shot there by Kim Soo-hyuk.
So this is where now China want to get a roll somewhere.
Exactly.
To set up their 2.
Exactly. It's Korean rock left in a place where China can hit on the inside without fear of a jam and get the roll behind those center guards. Zhou Qiao would have got a pretty good read on that last stone delivered by Kim Soo-hyuk. Very similar path. So I suspect he'll throw a similar weight, and he does. Says whoa immediately. maybe a little bit full here. They're waiting for it to curl. A little more weight than Kim Soo-hyuk threw as well.
It's definitely a straighter path down this side.
And it jams on the backstone and rolls out. Bit of a disaster there for Sol Chiao. Just that little bit of extra weight. Let's go back to the second end and enjoy another look at this final stone by Kim Soo-hyuk. Fantastic sweeping. He could only throw draw weight enough to nudge the Chinese stone back for a deuce, and what a great result. Look how close that came to the guard. What an effort by his teammates to sweep. And look how much it curls on the finish. Brilliant shot. And that got Korea right back in the game, and here's a chance for Korea to lie to and really force China to take a single point with the hammer. Needs to stick around. There's that inside roll. Hides a corner. Not a perfect roll, but Korea lies 3. Nice shot. Would have loved another tiny bit of roll. Because it's half in the open, Sol Chiao has something to draw up to. Cleaning the stone, going through his pre-shot routine. Lots of pressure here, facing 3. Final stone of the third end is on its way.
Yep, could have just gone for the dead draw here with backing, but he's playing running weight at it. Trying to get it to curl.
It's got contact, and he's got backing on the side. Single point for China, but job done for Korea. They forced China to take a single point. Lots of action in this one. It's the men's semifinal. China with that single after 3 ends of play, that puts them ahead by a score of 4-2.
可以等一等
7，暂停，
那就等一等，下落非常好，
下落有点大，
下落
可以下线，
非常好。
四连，减速再下，减速可以下线啊，能下来，稍微擦一擦，这里。Yes.
Welcome back. Semi-final Friday at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. We're live at the Gangneung Curling Center. We've got a dandy going here. Korea versus China. China top ranked after the round robin, unbeaten. They're in tough tonight against the home team. Team Korea playing really well. Korea's got the hammer here in the 4th. Kim Soo-hyuk comes out to join the sweep, has to get all the way across that red line to be in play. Safely across that hog line. There's a long corner guard, but it's in play. Yang Dongju
6，下楼 OK， 56，
85% for the tournament.
稍微擦线了，稍微擦线了。力量56，好好传，4，传，4，好好线路非常好。
2小，2到底，3，
好好呀，
到底
3。
As we travel along with Wang and Zhao on the brushes.
能传一点。
Just taps. Might score to that one on the rings. So the front zone's in the free guard zone area. Is the back stone in the free guard zone area.
하나 더 와야 될 것 같은데.
예, 좋을 것 같아요.
Okay, I like this call.
Because the first corner guard was so long, it's not really going to help them, because if they come round it buried, you can still get to the stone. So putting his second corner closer to the rings, in line with that guard, so it's difficult to remove, but also he's got better protection on that side.
Lee Dong-hyung. And Rona, this may be a situation that you'd be playing a little bit differently now in the 5-rock free guard zone versus the 4-rock free guard zone. You can throw this stone without fear of your opponent running it.
Definitely.
If it stays short of the rings.
That's good. Oh,
And
it does perfectly. Yeah, if the yellow at the top of the rings was in, they could have hit that and tried to roll over and give themselves a corner at the other side. But I like that call, putting up the second corner.
Xiao Shilin.
Korea played a great end to force that one of China. The last end, so an opportunity for them now with the hammer to go for their 2.
Brushers on both teams so fit and so skilled, making such a difference in shot making. Look at that. Wrap it right around those center guards. If you think curling's not an athletic game, watch this.
Yep, the heart rate's certainly up here. And then you've got to sit in the hack and throw your next stone. So that recovery time is really key for the players.
Oh no,
Oh, no.
That stone was either touched or not released by the near hog line. The players immediately sensing the foul and stopping the stone in motion.
Not the best time to
Lee
have a hog
Jung-jae.
stone.
And there you see the red light at the top of the stone flashing. That means that Lee Jung-jae didn't quite release it before that near hog line. The automatic hog line detector catches that. Watch the top of the stone green.
So he had actually released it, he double-handled.
He just
His
retouched.
finger touched. So he had released it and then the finger just touched it. Oh dear, dear.
Eagle eye, Rona Howie, well spotted. The double touch.
You are allowed to double, you can double handle a stone, that's not illegal. But you have, the second time you touch it, it needs to still be not over the hog line.
Right,
So it's not illegal to double touch, but
Yes. Stacked up now along the center. Those yellow stones all belong to China.
I need to clear something out now. The centre's very well blocked.
Lee Jung-jae, after that hogline violation, looking to tidy up. Rips the long guard.
Because you actually see when he releases his hands quite loose on the handle.
Right.
So it's not like a grip and then let it go when you release. He loosens his hand.
And maybe just drags it back a little bit along the handle.
So the fingers are kind of looser
Right.
to touch rather than having that grip and let go.
Right, so a bit more in the near neighborhood of that handle as you're reaching that hogline area.
But he's only 22, so plenty time to get out of that habit.
That's true. Wang Xiu.
They would like to keep this quite a long guard, but they're trying to bring it for line here.
Stone is going to creep near the house.
Just gives Korea a much bigger target now.
And they can certainly get rid of 2 of these stones. Not sure they can move all 3, but they can certainly get rid of 2 of them.
They might just nick the back one.
Yeah, Kim Soo-hyuk looking at the angles, seeing how much of that top one he can hit. Have to hit the top one pretty full to get action on the back of those 3 stones. Doesn't want to leave his own stone sitting in front of the Chinese rock in the rings.
인턴이 맞긴 한데.
Needs to kind of hammer it 7/8 on the left-hand side to get action on all 3.
5번도를 맞고 이쪽으로 보내야 될 것 같은데. 좀 좁아서 좀 얇게 맞긴 해야 돼.
일단
센터
게
열기
어느
위해서.
쪽이 편해요?
어?
그러니까 센터가 다 열리는 게 어느 쪽이 편해요?
센터 열리려면 5번도를 얇게 맞고 빠져줘야 돼. 얘가 남는 한이 있어도 센터를 열려.
Okay, so big discussion there about
3분의 1까지는 맞아줘.
where these are all going to go.
Sounds to me he wants to hit it a little bit brush side. Kill 2 in the back, leave the red or the target stone sitting there, but roll his own to a corner guard position.
Yes!
Does move 2, moves them around a bit. So that takes care of the overlap, but China still with a great opportunity here to force Korea into a single point and maybe steal. Wang Xiu. He's been really steady this week. I've been impressed with his play.
Really consistent.
Don't want it to overcurl that center line by much. Does get a bit of cover on the stone just in front of the rings, but maybe a chance for Kim Soo-hyuk to run the double and possibly roll close to the rings, if not onto the rings.
필은요?
말이 안 보이잖아.
네?
말이 안 보이잖아.
다 보여요.
맞고 서야 돼. 안쪽으로만 치면 될 것 같은데.
근데 쓸까봐 쓰면 제일
Certainly
별로일 것
that
같은데.
guard's just overcurled enough to give them
근데
that chance
필로
to
와서
go for
우리가
this.
열려버리면 이 자리보다 더 좋은 자리를 주게 돼.
Jiang Wang
우리 손에 살아야 돼.
looking on,
컨트롤.
locking in the weight they want to throw. They want to throw control takeout weight. Means they want a little bit of curl on this rock. Jiang Byung-jin, 83% for the tournament. Another one. My goodness, 2 in one end. That's unbelievable. You might go an entire tournament without a hogline violation, and now 2 in one end. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Where are the red lights? Once again, another hogline violation for Team Korea. Unbelievable.
And he knows it. Big mistake.
Once again, we'll watch on the replay. There's that hand on the handle. Flashes red. And you can see immediately.
He also touched the back of the handle there with his fingers when he pulled it. When he let his hand go, the fingers just touched the back of the handle.
是不是一投就赢了？这边大概。
进一半3分圈就赢了。
So if nothing else, they've certainly learned from this game
Well,
about clean releases.
it's a painful lesson.
我要是从这，我要是往这来的话，他肯定会直接抓。
就是找。
但我要是站一个的话，他可能有可能他先投了。
对，他先投，他可能
It's going to make life really difficult for Kim Soo-hyuk.
站一
Yes,
站一个。
站一
because both ways to the button are
站得
blocked.
偏一点。我给你扣点点。
He can angle the red.
他直接找他就行。
给
You can see on the left-hand side. You can just see enough of it to angle it across to the forefoot.
Yeah, that might be all he has after this shot.
That is it right now.
可不可以再边一点
Left-hand side of our screen, that red stone just off the rings.
？OK。
Angle tap if
很滑是吗？
Solchiao makes this guard. That might be all that Korea
稍微放
has
点点。
to try and get into the scoring area. Not ideal when you've got last rock, that's for sure. Solchiao
OK， 2-3，
2-3之间。
2-3啊。
trying to take away that path.
2-3，3，稍位置。
这领带。
稍位置。
这领带。线路大。下脚线呢？下脚线。下脚线，线路没不好。2下线。这里。
Wide track,
2 go。2 go。2超离。
trying to drag it as far as they can for maximum curl to close up this hole.
2再来一个。Go go
good shot. But I think if Kim Soo-hyuk wants to throw it, he can probably thread the needle through the hole and make the double. If he wants to play that, that's the big question. Or do you go around the pile now to try and get one into the 4-foot?
I think that hole is there to come through to that. No question.
They are looking at it now. Looked like he wanted to draw, but now they are looking at that double takeout.
Yeah, that guard.
넘어가는 것 같은데.
There's Shell saying, man, we got some breaks this end.
더 숨었는 건 아니지?
Team catching their breath. Boy, they've worked hard. Chang Dongju getting some refreshment and catching his breath. It's been a huge, huge sweeping effort from Team China. And there's a look at it. There is a hole. Can get through there. He's going to have to throw it reasonably hard. 3/4 on the outside. Make the double takeout. He's going to have to come quite close to the center guard to make this. Kim Soo-hyuk trying to bail his team out. They've had some really unusual things happen to him this end. Trying to turn it around here. There's one, just blows it by. Needed a little bit more contact. So real trouble now for Team Korea. Great chance for China. Just hit it a bit thin across the top. Got through the hole, no problem. Couldn't quite make the double. Just missed it.
China just really need to block that hole anywhere. They could be really greedy and come right in.
Well, you know what, Rona, I was thinking, and it is really greedy, but if you came around the pile, just come out the other side, top 12-foot, and maybe take the path away end line 2 without giving Korea a chance to make a play. But that's probably overly aggressive. Simplest play is just block the hole. Well, I think that Joe is thinking to come around.
Hanging high at the moment. To drag it down.
Aggressive play here from Solskjaer.
Has he left a double?
Well, that's a very good point, Rona. He may have.
I think he has. It's definitely there. They needed that one further back.
Another foot of distance, and this shot's probably not there.
Yeah, they were trying to drag it because obviously they wanted to bury it, but ideally slightly shorter or slightly longer was a good result.
So last time,
많이 뻗었지.
Kim Soo-hyuk needed a bit more contact. This time he has to hit the top one pretty thin, which means the danger stone for him is the outside guard. We're on the right side of our picture as we're looking at it.
But there, China, if they'd guarded that, it left a really, really hard shot for Korea to get a win.
Absolutely.
Whereas now they have a shot.
That's right.
걸리면 안 될 것 같아. 그냥 피로 가도 될 것 같아.
A very high degree of difficulty shot for Korea to score one. This one.
You know, Korea score one here, the scoreboard's only got one in it.
That's right.
Whereas they steal a one here, they're 3 up.
So is this a big turnaround end? Possibly. Tough shot here, though. Got to get by these guards. No, hits the outside guard. That was the danger shot, and it's a huge steal of 2 for China. That extra weight ran straight, clipped the outside guard. China, the gamble of coming in with a second stone into the house paying off for them. Got away with one there, Team China, but it's a steal of 2, and that gives them a 6-4 lead after 4.
이름이었어? 밖으로? 손에서?
두 개만.
계속 따라가야 돼. 지금 뭐 태클 뭐가 없어. 계속 붙이고 싸워야 돼. 파레드까지 해야 됩니다.
6、7，
下楼 K，
还行，
下楼
还
K，
行，6、
7、6，
带一带，
下路非常好
6、7，
下路非常好，力量小点儿。
擦一擦，擦一擦。我这球是有点色呀。
可以下我来。
站位，
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 站位
近一点，站位近一点，站位近。
我来就行，这里
差不多，来。
搂点，搂点。
Fifth end action here in the men's semifinal of the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. 6-2 for China over Korea.
感觉跟第一局这滑的差不多，应该是差。
After, frankly, a pretty bizarre fourth end where we saw 2 hog line violations by Team Korea. China electing not to throw a guard in a situation where a guard seemed like a pretty clear call. Korea with a chance to bail themselves out, wrecking on an outside guard, and China are up 4. Lots at stake in this one. The Pacific Asia Curling Championships, the semifinal games are huge, not just because a win gets you into the gold medal game, but a win also qualifies your member association for a place in the World Men's Curling Championships, which will be held early next April in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. So not just one big prize at stake in this game, but 2.
But the loser will have an opportunity.
Yes, they will.
To qualify.
A new wrinkle in World Championship qualification this year is the introduction of a world qualifying event. So 13 member associations will compete at the World Championships. The final 2 qualification spots will come from the new World Qualifying event. So the teams that are ranked 3rd and 4th at this championship will have an opportunity still to qualify for World Championships through that World Qualifying event, which will be held in New Zealand in January. 8 member associations will compete in that event, and 2 of them will go forward to the World Championship.
I was looking to half check the yellow, but they knew it was heavy, so they've taken it right round. So that was plan B. Because again, Korea's got corner guard that they have in play, it's just that bit high.
You get the sense, Rona, this young Korean team after that wacky fourth end need a bit of steadying here. Even a score of a single, obviously they'd like to get their pair, but you feel like they need to steady the ship a little bit here. The stone goes out to the wing, and it's just going to hang on. Xiaoxilin.
And Kim Soo-hyuk is very good with the young boys. He's, you know, very calming and reassuring. He certainly didn't show any emotion when his team had 2 hog line violations.
Well, Soo-hyuk's had so much international experience. You're right, Rona. He's a real mentor and calming influence to his young teammates. This team knows that, you know, we're at the start of a new Olympic cycle, and they've played really well this week, and they've got a bright future. They're going to learn a lot from this experience.
That's a lovely stone.
Sure is.
Yeah, good for Korea just to get their 2 back here going into the 5th end break.
Yeah, Korea's still very much in this game. They get a pair here, they're right back in it. Xiaoxilin. Everybody joining the brushing party here. Oh, big sweep again from Team China, trying to get it as close as they can to the Korean stone.
이쪽으로 하나 넣을 수 있겠어?
Tough angles here for Korea.
들어갈 수 있는데 치고 가도 괜찮을 것 같아요.
야, 그러면 스테이까지 봐야 돼.
그냥 stay? 오케이?
약간 바깥쪽 괜찮아? 오케이. 이쪽으로.
Wait?
넘어, 앞필,
인턴?
인턴.
Just locking in the weight and the turn to throw. In turn, peel on the front stone.
Okay, now clean release.
Let it go. Yes, it's green this time. Still pretty close to that handle though, Rona. I'm sure they'll look at this afterwards and study those releases. Does move 2 stones. Nice shot.
And give themselves a corner. That's a great result.
Yeah, terrific.
Great shot.
Hometown crowd in Gangneung like that. Let's have another look at this. Just clipped it with enough momentum to push the Chinese stone out of the rings, and as Rona pointed out, leaving a corner guard as well. Can you see that?
So now China know that.
Yeah, warning, warning. Danger, danger.
他可能不打，他可能选你。
Because that corner guard's very useful. I'd say the other one's a bit long.
See that yellow stone at the back of the rings. So this is the more dangerous of the 2 corner guards for China. Huang Xiu.
Ling, yep. Yep. 东旭 hard. 东旭，大头这里。
Big weight.
走。
And look at this one rolling across. And is it going to get a piece of the rings? Spinning, spinning, spinning. Will it spin back? Yes, it does.
Good shot.
Very good shot. It actually rolls behind the corner guard.
So Korea quite happy to leave that set up in the middle because they know that that red onto yellow is a fairly straightforward shot. Leave that for later in the end. If they can come round this corner now, that yellow from China has actually given more cover for Korea to use.
So the stone in the rings is actually acting as a guard.
Yes. So if they can come right round here.
Tiong Byun-jin trying to wrap one around.
It's got a long way to draw though. Passing the guard by plenty.
Lee and Lee trying to drag this as deep as they can. Good brush. Probably half buried.
Half buried. Yeah, just a wee bit more running to bury it further would have been a great result. Anyway, China have to make a play on it.
Yes, they do. There's Jung Jae and Dong Hyung Lee.
踏板，
ling, hard, yep.
好，踏板，好，往大，大一点，踏板啊，可以，大一点，好，
Now it's making a move. Whoa. They left their run late and they clipped the top stone. That's a misread on the sweeping call.
So what did we say about that yellow acting as a guard
There we
for
go.
Korea?
I don't know how he knows.
So now we're back to the situation the 3 could be on.
Just a mental error there from Team China. They were just cleaning that one. It was
I like coming round this corner again.
oh, totally.
Right in on top of that red. I don't think he needs to even hit the yellow.
No,
Just draw.
I'm with you. Completely with you.
He
Freeze
could
is
put
actually
one
hard.
over there, yeah.
오케이.
I just think the freeze is a harder shot than coming around the corner.
Yes.
바꿔 쓰면 이쪽으로 돌릴 수 있겠지.
Boy, if you get around
Yeah,
that
그러면
top
얘가
stone 7/8
얘보다는
and
이길
leave
수
it
있도록
front
티까지
12
와도
foot, it would be
괜찮아.
fantastic. But they are going to, well, what are they going to do? They are going to draw to the left of our picture. Draw to that stone in the back.
Which is a good call.
It is a good call. You
But
need
I
to have
still
good
like
line.
coming around that corner. Really pile the pressure onto China.
Yeah, just more tolerance for error around the come around a shot around the guard. This one has to be super precise.
Because there's no way China are going to call a guard on that centre one to stop that right now.
No, that would be very brave.
여기.
거기?
와줘.
Trying to line it
Let's
up
get
in
this
front
right
of that
back.
stone. Yeah, leaving
Needs
it
to
pretty
be-
high. Not bad. So, Yellowstone belongs to China. Their shot, but Korea now very threatening. Second, third, and fourth shot.
But this is where they could have come round to freeze this one and even
Yeah.
just bit the rings as another guard
Yeah.
to cause a problem for China.
There you can see from the hack, the view that Zhou Xiao has, you can see about a third of the stone at the far end. And we saw in the previous stone that wrecked how much it will curl.
Yeah, they could actually hit and roll to the forefoot and lie too.
They could.
往大一点
Great look at the smooth slide of Zhou Xiao.
Toe slider.
Yes.
放大一点
Seems to be coming back in vogue, the toe slide.
下线去吧，下线去吧。
Painful for your knees though.
It can be. Here's that inside roll you were talking about, Rona. Will it hang around in the forefoot?
OK，
Well,
给他接，
And that's where that freeze on the back one
给了点，但是我没给，
probably wasn't
悠下来。
the best call because by freezing that you're further back. However,
잼날 것 같은데.
they have a chance to lie
바로
too.
와서 쓸것 같은데.
딱쓸 것 같아.
이쪽으로 쳐야 될 것 같은데. 이걸 스테이 보고
yellow red is
얘를 이쪽으로 보내.
kind of set up to jam on that backstone. But the key thing for Korea is getting a bit of separation between their shots.
삐껴쳐야 돼서.
They've got to get their two at this end, so play for that. A three would be a bonus.
바깥쪽으로 3분의 2까지 맞아야 될 것 같아. 노멀?
So do you think the play, Rona, is to hit red and roll the delivered stone to the right behind the corner? Lie yourself maybe first, third, and fourth?
Yep, so they want to hit this on the right hand side.
So Chiao, when should you talking about this? If he makes that shot, what are we going to do? Kim Soo-hyuk.
翻了，中翻了。
So key to keep the shooter in play here. This is curling though.
They need to save their shooter. Well, they
good
leave
shot.
themselves lying three. They have left a double takeout here for China.
But that's okay because they did move that back one enough out that their side one did come into play. That was a concern with drawing to the back, that they wouldn't lie three here. So even if China do take the double, they should have a shot for two.
The triple doesn't seem likely.
No. They don't want to jam one of those reds on the back yellow though. They need to be careful, because if they caught that top one on the inside, the back red could spin to a yellow.
差不多，应该能挂着去，
Kim Soo-hyuk making his way down to have a look at the things at the
奔他俩走。
playing in where the rocks are in play.
They're just having a good look at that angle to miss that back yellow. They don't want to jam that and lose a three.
稍微再来点，没事，一点。
Double takeout attempt for Zhou Xiao. They get two,
坚持。
but they will leave the Koreans with a draw for 2 points. Korea has worked really hard this end to set this up. Now they need to cash it in. Kim Soo-hyuk, after throwing that big weight takeout, now needing to dial it back, needs to draw a piece of that white 8-foot circle to score two.
끝에 끌고 들어가도
Sweepers think it has plenty. Sweepers like it. Still gliding though.
Perfect.
Right to the tee line for the pair for Korea. Nice shot there by Kim Soo-hyuk. Korea manufacturing the deuce when they really needed it. That gets them back in this game. After 5 ends of play, it is now China 6 and Korea 4, and we'll be back after a short break. First end of play, tons of rocks in play right off the bat. China trying a high-risk shot here. So Chiao can only see a sliver of this stone. He's trying to angle raise, and he makes it perfect. For China, scored 3 in the first. Second end, China line 1 behind corner guards. Kim Soo-hyuk can only throw draw weight. Squeaks it by the guard. Now trying to push the Chinese stone back just far enough to get his pair. Great shot. Third end facing 3. Sol Chiao with his final stone electing to play just bump weight. Well controlled. Hits and sticks around. And China scores 1. After 5, China leads it 6-4.
잘했어, 안 모르는 거를. 그렇게 벌려놓고 해야지. 쟤네들이 보이면은 그 헤게이트, 백게이트로 밀고 들어오는 걸 잘하잖아. 그치? 그 대비를 하려면은 가드가 타이트하게 들어와야 되고, 가드가 계속 멀잖아. 가드 타이트하게 들어와야 되고, 잘 숨겨야 되는 거야. 쟤네들은 오히려 테이크아웃이 약하고 지금 이 범틱 밀고 들어오는 걸 잘하니까 우리가 조금 더 디테일해져야 돼. 6엔드 붙어야 돼, 이제. 여유 없어. 야, 끝까지 모르는 거야, 끝까지. 어? 절대로 아무렇지도 않아. 알겠어? 야, 분위기 다운되지 마. 더 올려. 괜찮아.
对你不用尝试打2分3分那种，没必要啊。去吧去吧，我去喊他们，完了志宇过去帮他指个点。不错啊，在踏板上不用那么专心，这样如果他。
So here are the stats after 5 of this 10-end game. Pretty close in total shooting percentage. China with an edge, and quite an edge in hitting percentage in those 2 stolen points. The difference on the scoreboard, it is 6-4 for China after 5. It's the men's semifinal at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. Japan have reached the gold medal game. Who is their opponent going to be tomorrow in the men's final? China with a 6-4 lead, and there are some of the Chinese supporters hoping that their team prevails. We're in Gangneung, Korea, the Olympic venue, the Gangneung Curling Center. Lots of support for the home team from Korea as well, as you'd expect here in Gangneung. That 2-point end by Korea there in the 5th, getting them back in the game. Hans Fraun up here with Rona Howie, Olympic champion. Lee Dong-hyun gets it underway here in the 6th. Rona, that deuce for the Koreans in 5 was essential.
Certainly was. They needed to close that gap in the scoreboard. It was a cruel steal of 2 that China took from them, with 2 of their own team with hogline violations. So it was important to get back that 2 points there. There's still 5 ends to go. There's plenty of time in the game, but at least they're only within 2 now.
A bit of a change of gears tactically here for China. Korea throwing in, and China, instead of throwing corner guards this time, Jang Dong-ju is being asked to throw a hit. Tells us that China's going to play this end a bit more conservatively with last rock. After the halfway point in games, Rona, we usually make the point, as we will right now. Control of those even ends, quite important.
It is. So, you know, Korea wanting to put up the guard and slipping into the rings allowed China to hit here, but going to call the guard now. They would love to force China to a 1 here and get last stone again.
There's a nice close-up look at the grip. And now watch the release and the rotation. Green light go that time. Let that one go before the hog line.
So you can see he wasn't one of the offenders a couple of ends ago, because
yes,
he holds the stone quite tightly and then it's played through and just released cleanly, whereas the other 2 just hovering over that handle at release has not as clean a release.
Jang Dong-ju releasing stone just before the hog line. We used to have officials at the hog lines trying to judge that release manually as far as a legal throw goes. Tried to tick shot there on the front guard stone, went by it, so the guard remains. Very difficult for the human eye to be able to judge the release of the hand at the hog line. So the introduction of these automatic hog line detectors is something that the players have really loved, because it removes that judgment.
And human error, you know, that's something that's always going to be there. And with the speed some of these players come out the hack for big takeouts, you wouldn't be able to see properly.
No, it's like a blur.
And then sweepers on either side, it was always difficult. Oh, they don't want to leave a double in the guards.
It's going to sit up on top of his own.
Unlucky. Just with that mistake from China with the tick, it gave Korea the chance to get a second guard up, but just not quite that far.
In the 6th end, we usually see it gliding a little bit more. They do mop the ice with the sheepskin at the 5th end break, and sometimes you get a bit more glide early in the 6th end as a result. Xiao Xilin hits it high side, jams them, leaves a Korean guard just off center.
So that double was set up quite nicely for them, so a bit of an error there from China.
Chance for Korea to throw a better guard. They'd like it just over the hog line, lined up with their existing guard. Lee Jung-jae, 86% for the game. And that's including one rock that was removed for a hogline violation, so that's not bad play considering.
Yeah, definitely. This is looking pretty good for weight.
Trying to get big separation between the guards. That's a very nice shot.
Yeah, lovely.
China wanting to remove the guard. They get a great angle, an outside chance to double clear. Xiao Shilin going to hit it high side, just clear one. Jung Byung-jin. 75 for the match, a little bit below his tournament average. That's a nice guard. And you see quite a distance between those guards. That's exactly what the Koreans were looking for. It makes it harder for China to double them both off. Wang Xiu clears the top one. Tactics for China pretty clear. They just want to try and keep it pretty wide open. And then maybe at the last, if they get a half opportunity, press for their two, but they're not going to go nuts trying to get their pair.
But that's it, you know, Korea going for a steal here even could make the scoreboard just a 1 difference.
Yeah.
Whereas China going for their 2, they could be 4 up.
Yeah.
So it's a massive turnaround on a scoreboard from one end, but it's, you know, they've both got their own agenda here.
Absolutely right,
And it's
Rona.
like, who's going to win the battle?
Exactly right. And they're both rolling the dice with different game plans entirely.
Yeah, China could have put up corners if they really wanted to go for their 2. Oh dear, dear.
This is a miss, and he removes his own. That is disastrous for China. Wanted to clear the guard. Bit extra weight, a little bit of a float, runs straight, and bango. Korea now with a golden opportunity to use those center guards.
Yep, so key here for Korea not to be back T.
What's the ideal location, Rona?
Ideally, just in the 4 foot, top of the 4 foot would be ideal if it's buried. Top of the button, just the white bit in the middle would be perfect. But you don't want to be too greedy and then go back T and then you give them something to freeze.
Right. Kim Soo-hyuk.
So this is where there's not a lot of margin for error in perfection. The key is to bury it.
Well, we know it's going to curl. Waiting as long as they can. Didn't really want to sweep it past the tee line, but they are trying to sweep for a berry. Comes back button, 2 feet heavy.
Yeah, so that's where it gives China the chance to come in, whereas Korea were in so much control there. If they had finished top of the tee, you would probably have seen China peel the guard. Or come in and try and go for a more delicate tap. But now advantage, well, it's not advantage to China, but it certainly gives China an easier shot here. But even if they come in and freeze, Korea could come in and top, and then that's them saying, here, have your 1. We're quite happy with that.
So potential force situation. Now they're talking about it. They are considering a different option. Wang Xiu holding the brush, waiting for instructions.
Because if they do flop off this, it then means Korea's got a harder choice to make. Do they come round the guards or do they play for the shot? Whereas if they just freeze, then it's quite easy what Korea are going to do, come in and top.
85% for the game for Zhou Jiao. Not laying a brush to this one yet.
Comes big at the end though.
It will finish, there is no doubt. He's got a piece of the Korean stone. How far is it going to push it? A little gap. There you see the little brush tap from Gangneung. Korea think they can get across the nose of that yellow stone. We saw that shot for 2 in the second end where Kim Soo-hyuk came around to guard and just a tiny push to get his deuce. Kind of a similar shot here in a different part of the ice, Rona. Just needs to push it a couple of feet, get that little inside roll. They'd be in fantastic shape.
Yep, they would dearly love to get the inside of that. The last thing they want to do is leave China a shot for 2 now. They've controlled this whole end, Korea.
So delicate, because when you add a few feet of weight, it tracks so much straighter. But when it comes down in weight, it really moves.
This one's got a long way to go.
Waiting as long as they can before they sweep. Now they're sweeping for curl. Will it curl enough? Oh, not quite enough to leave Korea lying to. That stone just needed to curl another centimeter and they would have been lying to. Now China with a chance to potentially squeeze it through the hole and get a pair themselves.
Wow, shot for 2 out of nothing.
So close to an excellent shot for Korea, but that little bit of extra weight just carried it that bit straighter.
Yeah, Korea will be kicking themselves for that. Because really, his first stone there coming back tee has allowed this opportunity for China to get their 2.
It's by no means a gimme. Has to squeeze it around and through those 2 stones. Has to just hit about 3/4 on the high side and just push it through that hole. Doesn't want to disturb his own shot. Here we go. See, they hit it hard early with the brush, and look how straight it's running. It's gonna catch it thin. It's a steal for Korea. That early sweep straightened out the line. That little bit of extra weight takes the Chinese stone by the Korean shot, and it's a huge steal for Korea. They are right back in this game. After 6 ends of play, it's all on in this semifinal. China 6 and Korea 5.
얘들아 1점까지 괜찮아. 1점까지 괜찮아.
잘 나오는 거 다 알았을 거다.
Welcome back. We are live from the Gangneung Curling Center in an absolute barn burner of a men's semifinal at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. Hans Fraunlop here with Olympic champion Rona Howie. Rona, a 3-point swing on that last shot there in the 6th. China with a chance to score 2. A little bit straight, a little bit heavy, hit early with the sweeping, and all of a sudden Korea steals 1. That's a huge swing.
Huge swing on the scoreboard. All of a sudden it's a 1-point game. So now China need to play to score. They've got to get their corners up. They need to score.
And now, no longer having control of the even ends as well.
So again here, Korea quite happy to force China to take a 1. So they'll try and block up the centre. It worked for them the last time.
That's right. If it's working, stick with it until your opponent shows you that it's not going to work. That one's sliding deep, just staying in the rings. Well, game on. Japan awaits the winner of this game in tomorrow's gold medal game. Japan defeated New Zealand earlier today in the other men's semifinal.
있어 보여. 경준아 센터 쪽으로.
거기보다
붙여야 돼. 센터 쪽 붙여. 똑같이. 아직 붙여. 더 붙여.
Two center guards up for Korea. Nice shot. Now we see China saying, okay, we're not going to try ticking anything. We want to go right in right now.
6、6、6、7、6、7、6、7、6、7， 下路 OK， 顶点线，稍微顶点线。5，下路非常好。6、7，别深，千万别深，下路够没问题。0、6，压，5、6，压，5，下路 OK， 下路 OK， 放吧，放你，没问题。来的。
Oh, very nice shot here by Jiang.
OK，
Super weight, keeping it in front of that tee line. Might have liked it a few inches further forward. And here we go. Korea saying there's enough room in the scoring area. We're going to try to wrap one in there ourselves. Lee Jung-jae. Now I'm watching that release every time, Rona. That little hand
It
flutter
makes me
on the
nervous
release.
because it does flutter.
Yes!
This one's over curling.
Even if they just half check. Oh, don't want to rub off.
Yeah, a little bounce. Sits in the open.
So China going to clear the guards here.
No hesitation from Zhou on this. Almost ran up to the front guard to indicate the clear.
Because they could have removed that red from play, rolled across and lay 3.
Yep.
But right now at the 7th end, is it looking like I don't want to score here? I want to blank this end?
It's interesting. Lots of rocks in play. The blank is tough to see.
It is. But then why not when you could see that whole red stone? Come in and tap back and lie 3.
Yeah, it's an excellent question. If we had a earpiece on Zhou, we might ask him that question right now. Korea doesn't mind. They're happy to stack up the guards.
허그 라인만 넘겨줘. 더 이상 넘기지 마. 너무
shot.
Covers the path to the shot rock. Good shot. Zhou again asking for the clearing shot. Xiao Shilin. So this game of cat and mouse continues, a little reminiscent of the previous end. Korea's patience eventually paid off in the form of a steal. Jeong Byung-jin.
잠시만.
좋아요.
동영아 기다려.
읽어야 돼. 라인 좋아.
웨이트 봐. 야. 웨이트 봐. 야.
Going on the intern side.
계속
Trying to hide around this stone at the top 12 foot.
좀만 더 오자.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Yeah, really well swept.
Dangerous spot for China. Now if you clear and you run it back into the pile, you're going to lose your own. You might lose both of your own. That stone's in a great spot for Korea.
我打定赢他吗？
打定。这个啊。
Lots of things you can do with that.
Yep, and China have been chasing this end. They've not put out any corners or tried for their multiple score.
不行，轻开吧，行吗？
They chose to throw one in the rings deep. So far, that one not a factor. Rolling the dice now to blast the front and open up the rings. Just going to get the guard, nothing else. Pretty close to see who's shot there. I think yellow might just be shot rock just now. Kim Soo-hyuk having a look at it. The angles are so good, you don't want to pull the trigger too soon and unlock these, do you?
Because the angle's really favoring them right now.
Things right now bad for China. Timeout being called by Korea. They're going to have a talk about it. Not a bad time.
Yeah, key time of the game for them.
Yeah.
They've just crawled back to 6-5.
Exactly. Good time for the
Don't want to
timeout.
make the wrong call now.
무조건 1점만 준다고 생각하고 이번에도 1점 주고 날리고 2점 따고 1점 따고 2점 주고 뭐 이런 식으로.
이게 우리가 이기잖아.
지금 우리가 1번들이긴 해.
1번이 올 거야.
애매한데?
Everybody having a look at it. Who's shot?
지금 포지션 좋으니까 건드지 말고 그래 저걸 치든지 아니면 하나 더 만드는 건데 만들려면 이쪽으로 가야 돼. 이쪽으로 가야 돼. 인턴으로 가야 돼. 이쪽으로 가자고.
They could hit the open yellow on the wing.
Thinking the exact same thing, Rona. Thinking very alike.
잘못 맞으면 여기 있으면 쳐야지.
지금 상황보다는 지금 엔드 상황이 더 중요해.
Because those angles are just good for them.
Yeah.
And there's still, what, 3 stones each to come.
Yeah.
Still early in the end.
Angles on the front stones, perfect for Korea right now. Don't really want to disturb them. Lee Jae-ho.
하나 더 밀어넣는 건 어때?
탭으로요?
바로 직접
일단
이거?
제가 지금 생각하는 건 무조건 1점만 주자. 그리고 2점 따고 1점 주고 2점 따고. 근데
지금은 너 샷이 아니라 아직 하나 남았으니까 밀어 넣어놓고 막은 다음에 얘네가 치면 그 다음에 네 샷에서 하나씩 줄이는 게 나을 것 같아. 1점만 준다면은 지금은 공격을 하나 해놓고
이 포켓이 너무 좋아서 직접 넣을까요? 아니면 그냥 뒤로 던질까요?
아예 바로 오는 거.
이게 1번 같아서 그래요.
아 확실하지가 않아?
네. 확실하지는 않은데 저희가 이게 이겼다고 생각하고 있거든요. 10초.
There are still 6 rocks to come in this end.
It does
탭이
look like
낫지
red
않겠어?
is short.
쉽지 않겠어 좀 더?
던진다 어때?
Boy, I hate the idea of disturbing those stones.
때리면 잼이라 여기 오는 제일 좋고. 이거 아예 안 건드리고.
뒤로 가야 돼. 뒤로 가서 얘보다는 이기게 뒤로 가야 돼. 근데 여기 가도 더블이고
드로우보다 탭백이 더 쉬울 것 같아서 탭백을 하라는 거지. 지금 드로우가 좀 계속 세니까.
예.
탭에서 확실한 1번?
Conference is over. All the discussion has been around those front stones. They're going to move them somehow.
그냥 웨트 티?
Never really looked at that option of hitting the stone on the wings, Rona. All the discussion was around those stones clustered in the front ring.
Yeah, because at this stage you want to think, what am I leaving the opposition? Leave them the harder shot, and right now that's hard for them to move.
Could they be guarding?
No, I think they want to tap this red further into the forefoot.
Okay, here we go. Jung Byung-jin.
웨트 어디야? 기다리자.
열!
야! 넣을 수 있지야. 야! 예스!
Stone's really moving now. Well, this will remove doubt about who's shot. It's definitely yellow now. They do weld their own stone against it, though. So things still pretty dangerous for China. Over to you, Zhou Xiao. What you gonna call?
Ghostbusters. Is that not a song? Who are you going to call?
Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Phone a friend. Timeout.
Oh,
China's
timeout.
gonna call timeout.
Could hit the red onto red in the centre line and sit in front. Remove wing 1 red, and you're then sitting in front of the red.
Zhang Jiping.
Oh, can't get his jacket off.
Jacket's off. Jacket's a bit stuck around the sub jacket. See the Olympic rings on top of those stones. This set of stones were used at the Pyeongchang Winter Olympic Games. Zhang makes his way, not exactly sprinting, towards the conversation.
No, he's taking his time. He gets a minute to get there. So he's thinking clearly what he's going to talk about when he gets there.
Time to organize his thoughts before he joins the conference. Meanwhile, the team have had a lot of time to talk amongst themselves.
打掉，往外甩一点，甩到红上面，把这俩打掉，把6挤出来都 OK。对呀、你把6挤出来就行，不挡线就行，把球定到上面都无所谓。
Zhang's got a pretty definitive view.
对呀、你就找掉，把头往上面一甩就完事儿了。
找这头肯定留不下，
不用，你不用那么大劲儿，你就正常比正常劲儿大，你把头甩到边区都无所谓。你只要把中间敞开就行。他喜欢你拿这个还拿那个红球找2号还有。
我要是不挡线的话，我就大力就全丢掉了。你要是奔溜头的话，我肯定得洗。
要是正常，肯定这溜头
这球上出不去。对，
就一直走到这边线。
可以，
除非很薄。
你就打完能留下就留，留不下无所谓，打掉俩把它中间敞开就完事儿了。
打完这6号留在这，头发你还有大吧？
对呀、
那就奔这俩处理。
对，
把这俩处理了，因为咱还有一个。
OK，
行吗？
Still 5 rocks to come.
对吧？
但不能太薄啊，1/3，一薄的话可能薄着这个了。
那薄不着。
薄不着，你咋薄你也薄不着。
差不多，这差不多。
不是你薄着它也没事儿，我觉得。
这就可以了。
咱就往后磕一点。
你打1/6能薄着后面那个。
Looks like they've settled on the double takeout on the center line stones, Rona.
Yeah, so to get the double, they have to catch it pretty thin. And
Will they be able to save their shooter? Probably not.
I doubt it. Because they have to catch it really thin to get the momentum of that top red away.
I wonder if they're thinking nose hit.
Yeah. I think the nose hit's a better option to leave them a yellow there and remove 1 red.
Right. So it may indeed be the nose hit instead of the double. No, it's coming up the center line. It won't be a nose hit.
It's a double.
Well, everything moving now. Well, that changes the complexion.
Yeah, completely.
Wang Xiu.
So a chance for Korea now to really force China to their 1 here.
Watch the rocks fly. Stones going left, right, backwards, off the sideboards, going everywhere.
Yeah, to get the double though, they had to catch that thin, so they're always going to spring the other red onto yellow. I did quite like the nose though, and just try and give them something to play with, that they had a yellow at the front. But anyway,
Here we are.
Korea now can hit and lie 2.
Kim Soo-hyuk playing to the Chinese stone at the back of the rings. Really wants to sit on the nose after this hit. Can't roll out of the rings, otherwise China can easily blank. Trying to hold the line now. This one's really taking off. Have they held it? Just
Great sweep.
terrific brushing from Lee Jung-jae and Lee Dong-hyung. Cool as a cucumber, Kim Soo-hyuk. Jeong and Lee on the brushes. Big inside sweep to try and hold the line as straight as they can, and that was really well played. Korea lies 2. Zhou Tiao. Big weight. Trying a cross-house double here by the looks of it. It's got 1, but not 2.
So now a chance for Korea. They could split the house, lie 2, force the 1. They just don't want to leave a double here.
Right.
You can see him saying we'll put it at the front because it blocks the draw as well.
Right.
But even just draw the wing on the other side. You know, you're lying 2. Force.
Well, maybe
China
his
can
thought
get it.
process, Rona, is by throwing it in the center again, maybe he tempts Zhou into trying that tough angle double again, as opposed to drawing for the one, and maybe you get your steal that way. This one's got to be in the rings, though. Kim Soo-hyuk, but as Rona pointed out, does not want to set up a double takeout. Give China a way out at the end.
오케이. 발트까지 괜찮아. 여섯. 파란 데만.
It's in the rings. This may set up that double. Comes to rest, top forefoot. It's an awkward angle, so I don't think they're going to be thinking double. It's a nose hit for a single point. Pretty good shot there from Kim Soo-hyuk.
Yep, forced the one, which is a great result for Korea. They've really controlled the last couple of ends.
Yes, they have. All of the momentum has swung to Korea. Now, Zhou Qiao. He was a little wide and a little heavy with an attempted score in the previous end, and that may be in the back of his mind. He has to stick around here. Otherwise, Korea could tie this game up with a steal. Seems pretty happy with it. Overcurls slightly, but it will hang around. It is a single point for China. Good force, though, by Team Korea. Zhou Qiao hits and sticks around in spite of the small roll. China restore a 2-point lead. After 7, they lead at 7-5.
OK， 6，
稍微带着，
6，
感觉还行
，6，
可能会大，还行，可能大一点，我感觉。
Welcome back to the Gangneung Curling Center. Semi-final Friday here at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. Men's semi-final, Korea versus China. 8th end of play underway. Korea with last rock trailing by 2. Still anybody's game. Who will advance to the gold medal game against Japan, which will be played tomorrow?
So 8th end, crucial end here. Both teams with a very different agenda. Korea would love to score 2 here. Force 1 at the 9 and go into the 10th with the hammer. China, a different agenda. They are trying to force 1 or steal. So a good corner guard there from Korea. And this is where the leads set up determines those different tactics and whether those agendas will work or not. They may have to change their agenda depending on where the lead put their stones.
So far the agendas are intact for both teams.
This is quite a long centre guard.
Does cover the shooter. Jiang with a bit of an edge over Lee. Only 5 percentage points different.
So while Korea can see this one, they're going to remove it.
Playing hack weight. If you're new to curling, that's throwing it hard enough to reach the hack at the far end. So just a delicate weight to push the Chinese stone through the rings.
We saw earlier on 2 ends ago coming down here. It's quite straight down that track with any running on the stone.
Oh, that works well for Korea.
Works very well.
They hang around. They just push the Chinese stone out of the rings. Good shot.
There is cover still out there for Korea to use.
Absolutely. Game on. Xiao Shilin. Never, says Shou, reading the line. Has he got contact? No! It's a miss. That opens the door wide for Team Korea. Shou said, did I throw it full? Went out to the wide side of the sheet, and sometimes you catch a bit of fresh pebble out there and it just runs. Let's watch the release here, Rona. See if we pick anything up.
Very straight handle. And then as he put the handle on,
Just came
potentially
underneath it a
through
wee
into
bit.
out. Yep. Because he didn't start with an anti-handle, he was straight, so he then had to turn it. So Korea just trying to work out here the best way to come in.
It's an interesting shot choice.
Yeah. But if they, you see, they don't want to come round the centre right now and get into a mess round the centre. They want to keep out to the wings.
Lee Jung-jae, 87% for Korea. Xiao Shilin at 84. So solid game from both of the second players. Taking a long way home, coming way out wide to try and get around the corner guard on the high side.
It will be slower out here as well. They've not been that far out.
Yes, this is a brand new path. Trying to take it deep for maximum curl. Looking for some protection from that corner guard. Pretty good spot.
That was really well played because it really was a bit of a guess of the weight out there and how much it would curl at the end. See, China could ignore it all and come round their centre, but that centre's really quite high. It's not great protection.
Let's see if Zhao can clear his mind from the previous shot where he also had to come outside in on the other side and he was a bit full and he missed. Again, having to go way wide on the sheet to make this play.
So on his out turn, he does start with the handle turned. It was only his in turn he started with it straight.
Interesting, Rona. Well spotted.
Coming now.
Got contact this time and does sit in shot rock position. Nice shot. A bit of an outside roll makes it a bit more accessible for Korea. They've got a couple of options to where they can roll this one too. I suspect they'd like to sit behind that red corner guard.
Yeah, that would be the perfect result for them. Keep away from that centre guard.
Lee Jung-jae trying to set it up for Korea. Really no movement at all out here with anything over draw weight. A little inside roll, but not quite under cover. Stone creeping a bit further forward every time here.
And they are playing nice controlled takeout weight there.
They are.
But it's just not moving as much.
So Zhao. There you can see just a corner hidden behind that corner guard. You can probably see about 3/4 of it from the hack. We saw how straight it runs with positive weight. Wang Xiu. Again, having to watch that early sweep, and look at it, still coasting out a little bit. Yet to make its move. Does he have contact?
Don't think so.
Just grazes it going by.
Oh, another error from China.
So sensitive, outside in with positive weight.
But it's all dependent on the release as well. If you throw into out, there's no recovery. Whereas if you're on a straight line in your hat, you'll still get some break.
Korea keeping play away from that center guard.
Yeah, they know that yellow's high, that if China do come round it, they can follow.
Jeong Byung Jin. Patience, patience, says Kim. Leave it high. Korea lies 3. Korea does have last rock here in 8. Something going. And there's the third stones comparison. Jeong with a slight edge over Wang Xiyu. Rona, you can feel the tension building here as we head for the finish line.
Yep, it's the business end of the game.
Looking for a double takeout.
Or a nice roll across.
Oh, nice double and a nice roll. Very nice shot there by Wang Xiyu.
Yeah, great shot. Acknowledged by Korea as well.
China really needed that.
Yeah, after his last one, he wanted to make up for it here. Double and roll. As we said, that guard is quite long, so Korea can come round to it and tap it back.
Would have liked it to stop right there, but it just pops a little bit on the outturn side. So there is a chance for Korea to make a play at it. Again, another straight path. They have to be careful. Now it's moving. Trying to get as much bend as they can. Now they need to push it through. Oh, very nice. Very nice. See, Kim Soo-hyuk was trying to leave that stone in play at the back of the 12-foot for a potential jam. He just swept it through the ring. And Korea lies 2. Nice shot.
And they are very square. So China is looking to hit and roll over towards the other red in the wing.
Let's have another look. Sweeping for the bump. Pushes it back. Kim Soo-hyuk sweeps it, sweeps it, sweeps it, and then decides to stop. Hopes it stops, but just out of play. Veteran savvy there from Kim Soo-hyuk. You can see about a quarter. It's going to be tight to that center guard. They're by. Great brush. Get the inside roll. Terrific shot there by Zhou Xiao. Clutch. That was a
nice
huge shot. Kim Soo-hyuk with the edge in stats, but that was a big one there from Zhou Xiao.
Now, can he see enough to just hit and flop back over towards the centre? It's a game of cat and mouse here.
Sure is. Great brushing by Jiang and Xiao, holding the line past that guard, and then look at the roll. Stuffs it behind the corner guard. China lies 1. Oh, so close to that guard. And half buried at least.
And this is exactly the same line that he played down for his tap back for 2.
Yep, the difference this time is he's going to have to throw a little bit more weight because he has to push the Chinese stone a bit further this time. It's going to need to be about back line weight. Lee taking charge on the line read, and he was right. That stone needed to curl. They just clipped the top center guard.
Oh, a disappointing shot there. Korea have controlled this end. until that lovely double and roll.
Yeah.
From China, just to kill it.
China have to be a bit careful with the rock placement here, though. Korea still have 2 stones in the rings. But yeah, a real opportunity lost there on that wreck. Zhang and Xiao going to come up and have a chat. Both teams have used their timeouts, so it's down to the players now to decide.
Yeah, they've both got plenty of time on their clocks. 38 minutes of thinking time for their 10 ends.
这块是最好的，对。然后如果要是大的话，就往后去擦。
先奔那儿走，行吗？如果不行的话，就往这儿擦。
好像就只有一个这个地方
就是
不太好。
你最后实在不行下，你下到这儿它都没有了。
对，下到这儿都没问题。
我俩是看着力量，第一目标就是5区、4区之间。
OK，但是必须得赢的。
行。
就是
So what's important
就是
here
大一
for
点边就行，
China,
大点白圈是第一目标。
they want to lie 2 and not leave a double. So they would love to force the 1.
Right. So really the discussion is, do you put it in a place where you really get certainty of the force for 1, or do you play it a bit more aggressively and try to bring the steal into play?
Yep, I think you can do a bit of both here.
I think you're right, Rona.
Because the centre guard, it is long, you can come round it. But if he just teases Korea slightly, they may go for it.
Yeah, I agree. So Jiao.
8、7、8、7、8，提线，提线，6区，0、6区，这个位置可以吗？不要6，可以，6区，6区，力量，力量，6区不要，我感觉要降啊，5区，5区可以停，前面，要下线吗？5区，大一点，6了，站6了，到不了6，
Line's looking good.
Great weight communications right down the ice for Team China, and they lie 2. Terrific shot.
Yeah, really good shot. Forces Korea to go for 1 now.
Yeah, super spot.
Yep, China really turned this end around.
Yes, they did. Great double takeout by Wang, and then a great hit and roll by Zhou.
Yeah, but after China missing that one in the wing and then Korea drawing the other side, by leaving that top 12, you're always leaving the possibility of a roll.
Right. Korea kept the play away from that center guard. A little bit of rehydration going on for Team China. That front end has worked hard tonight, brushing everything. Last stone here, drawing against 2. This is really a game saver for Kim Soo-hyuk. Can't afford to drop a steal here. They really need this point.
Line's good.
Oh, super shot by Kim Soo-hyuk, throwing it right on the pin cold to score a single point. Crucial draw there for Kim, keeping Korea in the game. Single point, though, good force from China. After 8, China leads it 7-6.
사이드 빼는 것보다 뒤로 가는 게 맞았을 것 같아. 우리가 욕심을 냈던 것 같아요. 우리한테 필요한 건 2점이었는데 3점을 못
全进6，对，正好全进6，也被沾点，也是被沾白，对，全进6。
球再稍微注意。
行，进球稍微给我收点点，就是我感觉我出手柔的时候。
하나로 볼게요. 하나로 볼게.
그렇게 약해?
하나.
말 많아.
Welcome back to the Gangneung Curling Center. We are live. It's the men's semifinal, the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. And it is a dandy of a game between China and Korea. China leading at 7-6. They've got the hammer here in the 9th. Hans Frown up here with Rona Howie, and this is the classic situation for the team with last rock here in 9. Do you try and keep it tidy and blank to keep the hammer into 10? Or do you really go for your pair now and try to be 3 up coming home? Tough choice.
It is a tough choice, and every team will have their own preference of what their biggest success rate is. But with the new 5 rock rule, it is different this season.
China, if they chose to, if they were really going for it, could have thrown 2 corner guards, but they are playing it into the rings. That gives us a bit of a clue to their thinking, Rona.
Yep, I think they'd be quite happy to blank this end.
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
But even if they have to take their 1, they're 2 up coming home. But with the new 5 rock rule, 2 up's just sometimes not enough. It may have been in the past, but now we're seeing teams scoring their 3s and 4s with the hammer at 10. So I think right now China would be happy being 1 up with the hammer coming home.
Oh, this stone seemed to pick something up. It's really changed direction. Does set up as a guard, but not in the spot they were looking for.
No. They wanted it on that centre line. That's a shame. Never nice when a stone catches some debris and changes direction. Yeah, a hogline violation is a player error, whereas that's something that you can't control, and just one of these hazards of curling.
It does happen from time to time.
6，先别着急，别着急，6、7，别着急，7有点大，等一等，得等减速。
Gangneung.
大不行，6可以这先带着，我还得等，下7，7线了，降一降没事，得放到底，放到底。
So Korea, in theory, would be happy to force 1 here even and be 2 down playing the last. But they don't want to lose any more than a 1 here.
Exactly. 2 down you can deal with. As Rona said, 5 rock free guard zone. 3s are much more possible than they used to be, because with the team with last rock, you can stack 2 corner guards up, get a half miss, and all of a sudden you're on for a 3. Lee Jung-jae. Keep a brush on the ice after that pick on the previous shot. Good shot. Stacking up guards along that center line.
And that placement of the Chinese stone on the button is just ideal for Korea to come down and freeze on top of.
Indeed.
And that's what skips are thinking. They're thinking 3, 4 stones ahead in the end of what they're going to be left with.
Xiao Shilin looking to clear the top.
Back yellow. Oh,
nearly jammed it.
这个是力量有点小吗？不小，不知道没上来线，还可以，这样不小，没太飘。这个球我看。
Korea sticking with the plan. They're going to throw another center guard. And the plan quite clearly is to try and get stuff around that center guard and either force China to 1 or steal. That's the Korean game plan here for the 9th.
어디까지?
5섯.
China hoping for a small error and a chance to double clear.
that one's just gone too far. It's left a double peel now.
Lee Jung-jae disappointed. Wanted that one a little higher.
对直没有，这个是这样，打到这儿，然后这样，离多远？你过来看一眼来。
Red not quite lined up to jam. Zhou Qiao taking a quick look at the time clock, making sure they've got time for a team chat.
你得倒到这儿，你看这样。
They can just catch that top red in the inside, and both reds would go.
没有那太好了。
一个呢？
一个。
And they open it up completely.
Yeah, that seems to be the obvious shot.
咋的也得清一个，那就先问一个，
先问一个来
一个吧，要不然别把自己划了。
2 on the Chinese time clock. Lots of time. They have time to talk this over. As Rona suggests, if you hit the stone right about where the brush is, half on the inside, you clear both the reds, it probably safely goes by your stone in the back button. And importantly, you roll the guard away. Xiao Shilin. Huge weight. This has got a vapor trail. Just clips the Korean stone. Leaves it in the rings, but China lying first and third, and importantly, no center guard anymore. Xiao's been living dangerously tonight. So miss a hit earlier.
So this is when do Korea play out the end? Hit this, lie 2 for the rest of the end. To force the 1.
4 rocks to come for both teams. That's a
That's
long way to go.
It is.
Trade rocks.
He is, he's going for.
Jiang Bianjin.
Just wants to tap this back and keep the shooter.
Must be second shot. Good brushing by Team Korea. Nose hit.
So ideally now China are trying to remove this red and roll over, so that if Korea hit it again on the nose, then there may be a double on the reds on that side of the sheet.
So roll left or roll right as we're looking at it?
So as we're looking at the screen right now, they want to roll over to the right.
Okay. Close the stones up a little bit.
Yep.
Wang Xiu. Again, China hits it early with the brushes and it straightens it out. It is not going to roll the way that Rona Howie suggested. It is going to roll left, and it's actually going to roll out of the rings.
No, I definitely didn't suggest that.
That was not the plan. Not from the Rona Howie playbook.
So now Korea have the chance to come round the other guard and separate their 2 red stones.
Korea looking to force China to take a single point here in 9. That would give Korea the hammer in the 10th end, 2 down.
This is not curling though.
Needs to stay in the piece of the 8-foot, and there you see the stagger between those 2 red stones. Tough for China to play the double takeout. There is a jam set up, so not a bad spot to leave it for Korea. Thin double takeout there, but you can see the Yellowstone that's set up to jam if China tried the double. So they're just going to play this shot that was just delivered. Where do you think they want to leave the roll on this one, Rona? Right on the nose? A little bit of a roll?
I think they want to try and get a little bit of roll. Still 3rd stone, so... Thing is, they don't want to really roll behind the corner perfectly because Korea could just come round and freeze on top. So nose is a pretty good result.
Nose hit it is. China lying 1st and 3rd shot.
Yep. Whereas Korea, they are happy to get the roll behind cover.
They do need to be 2nd shot though, don't they?
Yes. They need to be 2nd shot and they need to not leave a double. That's kind of the...
That's the prescription?
Main prescription for the...
They can get behind that guard and stay 2nd shot. Not very much room for error though.
Yep.
Quiet wait here from Kim Soo-hyuk. This one will move. Trying to save the shooter. It's just going to roll too far. And will it stay in the rings just?
That one took off more than he thought it was going to. He was still saying whoa to the sweepers.
He was that quieter weight, but Lee Jung-jae, he knew it was going to move, and he was screaming for the sweep all the way down. Just that quieter weight, and it does make a move.
That was a key shot for this end.
Yeah, really did need to be second shot. He's shaking his head.
Yep, he knows the importance of that shot.
Chance for China now to kill the shot rock and lie two. And then that would leave a really big decision for Korea. How aggressively to play their last shot of this end. China does have the hammer. This one's taking its time curling. They don't want to roll out. Oh, they hang around, but they do set up a double takeout, so here's Korea's chance to capitalize.
Yeah, because hit that on the nose, you will lie two, and you'll remove them both.
So you can set up your force this way if you can make the double takeout. Trying to line them up for Kim Soo-hyuk. Needs to nail this double. That's the view from the hack. Needs to hit it the front stone pretty much right on the nose, just fractionally on the inside.
Yep, as they say, it's just a nose hit.
It's on its way. Just a little flare, just on the release. Is it going to move? It's close, it's close. Is it going to curl enough? No! Just by the back stone. That millimeter of difference. Giving China now a chance to draw for two. So close.
So unlucky. Missed that back stone by absolutely nothing.
Kim Soo-hyuk can't believe it. Huge draw shot coming up now.
有力量，我给了，别着急，俩人，力量，5、6、6，极限就行，力量，极限啊，别着急，哦，哦，极限没问题，哦，有点大，哦，高力，哦
For a big 2-point end.
没问题，绝对没问题，没事，哦 ，easy 去啊。
Oh, very coolly done by China's Zhou Qiao for a crucial deuce for Team China. That will give them a 3-point lead coming into that 10th end. Korea just missing the double takeout. China leads at 9-6 after 9.
3分俩撒进，还是俩。用留那么多球吗？在营里？打进。
我那天看了一遍，他有一个往里传那个，咱们反正能不能？
你意思我知道，先进一个，他怕占一个，咱把这个给传里头。
完我下把就直接打赢。
然后对，然后把头甩过去。
可以。
일단 계속 사이드 가도 쳐야 돼. 2개 쪽으로 밀어놓고 날아가면 하나 더 넣어야 돼. 원백 안 되고 다시 반대편 가고 더블 안 나오게끔 더 가야 돼.
오케이.
线路 OK， 线路非常好。现在是6、7、
7、8、7、8，
得放一放，
得放一放，得放，看一下，
得放一放，
看一看，还行，我感觉。
7，先别着急。
Welcome back.
全进。
You're enjoying live coverage of the men's semifinal at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. China with a huge deuce in the ninth. Korea just missing a double takeout. Hans Fraun up here with Rona Howie at stake, a place in the gold medal game. And Rona, if there was ever a situation that was designed for the 5-rock free guard zone for Korea, this is it. They need 2 guards.
Yep, this is what it's designed for. So can they play it out to perfection?
내까지 좋아. 내 따서 괜찮아.
Korea will be really disappointed at that last end, losing a 2. They were looking good most of the way to force a 1. A hit and roll out and then a missed double by absolutely nothing.
Sliver.
And that's the difference.
1 corner guard up.
Oh, we're going to see a tick of a corner guard.
Okay.
Just try and push it into the rings.
头无所谓，我就传到这儿就可以。
可以，可以。
踏板吗？踏板，踏板。
In the free guard zone, which is the area between the rings and the near hog line, you can move your opponent's stone, but you cannot remove it completely from play. China are going to attempt to tap the Korean stone into the rings. Whoa, immediately, says Scholl. Now they're on it. Oh, great shot there from Jang Jong-do. A great tap.
Yeah, great weight, great line, great result.
Jang Dong-ju, terrific shot. Was able to use his own stone in the rings as a catcher.
And this is where, when you're Korea, it's very demoralising when your opposition lead plays shots like that. Makes it much harder to get anything set up.
Yeah. Even though it's a quiet weight shot, it feels like a triple clear as an opponent. China playing the percentages now, 3 up. They're not going to try the tick again. This stone is in the ring, so they can just hit freely. Xiao Xilin. Peels the Korean stone out. Korea now in a situation where they're going to need a complete miss of some kind to get their 3. That complete miss could be a nose hit on a corner guard clear. Lee Jung-jae. China were unbeaten through the round robin phase, and with a 3-point lead here in 10 are looking to reach the gold medal game without a loss. The stone going a bit wide, but 2 corner guards up for Korea. Free guard zone part of the end is over, so China can now clear. Xiao Xilin playing inside out. Nice clear there. Countdown is on for Team China. Remember, Korea needs 3 to tie. China trying to run Korea out of rocks. Lee Jung-jae trying to set another guard. Winner of this game will play Japan in the gold medal game tomorrow. And the winner of this game will also clinch a place for their member association in the World Men's Curling Championship huge prize. Wang Xiu.
Yep. Hard. Get it, go. Hard. Yep.
China trying to sweep this one out of play.
Go.
Taking it as far as they can. Stays in play. That's probably not the complete miss that Korea needs, Rona.
No, it's not covering any of the house to hide behind.
这边是稍微有点顺吗？
Jiang Bianjin.
And I think we've seen this weekend that with the new 5-rock rule, definitely that tick shot on a corner guard from a lead. You know, we've seen it many years gone by that tick the centre guard,
Yes.
but that tick on the corner guard is really key.
A huge tactical play. And a mistake there for Korea.
Oh, that's not what you need when you have to score 3.
China have to be a bit careful. Risks of jams here on this clear, but they won't be too worried about it. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Great clear.
So Korea only have
3 to
3
come.
stones left and they need them all to count.
And no guards. Korea will keep fighting, but the situation is dire.
Dire straits.
Dire straits. Just part of the walk of life, I guess.
Ah, that was a good one. I liked what you did there.
I'm thanking you. Trying to tuck around the Chinese stone and use it as a guard. But it sits in the open, and this might be it. Open hit for China's Zhou Jiao to clinch the victory and send China into the gold medal game and clinch a qualification place at the World Men's Curling Championships for China. If he eliminates this Korean stone, this game will be over.
And he knows it.
Kim Si-hyuk, Korea has fought hard. They've had their chances, but China with a chance to put it away right now. That'll do it. Victory for China. They're off to the gold medal game, and China is off to the World Men's Curling Championships. Huge win for Zhou Jiao, Wang Xiu, Xiao Xilin, Jiang Dongzhu. China are going to the gold medal game, and China is also going to the World Men's Curling Championships. Our final score is China 9 and Korea 6. Huge celebration for China. They're going to the gold medal game. There we see the confirmation of the line score. China 9-6 winners. Play from the fifth end. Last stone coming for Korea's Kim Soo-hyuk. It's got a draw here to score 2. Puts it right on the tee line. That was a huge pair. Korea needed that deuce. In the 8th end. Kim Soo-hyuk with a game saver here. Had an opportunity for multiple points. China turned it around. It's a force of a single point. And in the 9th end, after Korea narrowly missing a double takeout, opens the door for China's So Chiao to draw it into the tee line area. China with a huge deuce to give them control. And in the 10th end, China running Korea out of rocks to clinch a 9-6 victory and to send China to the gold medal game at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. China remaining unbeaten as they head to the gold medal game. This was the way the round robin stacked up. China, Japan, New Zealand, and Korea were the playoff teams. Chinese Taipei, Hong Kong, Australia, Kazakhstan, and Qatar rounded out the men's field this year at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. Here's how the playoffs have played out. China and Japan advanced to tomorrow's gold medal game, and Korea and New Zealand will play for the bronze medal. Should be a fantastic final tomorrow. Pacific Asia Curling Championships, a World Championship qualifier, and both China and Japan have now locked in their place in Lethbridge at the World Men's Curling Championships, which will be held in April 2019. Korea and New Zealand, the bronze medal game teams, have qualified to play in the new World Qualifying event, which will be held in January, so they will both have another opportunity to add another Pacific Asia region team to the World Championship field in April. Let's have a chat with the winning skip.
Well, many congratulations. What a game. How important was the steal of 2 at the 4th end?
恭喜你赢得了今天的比赛。你觉得第4局得到2分，是否是对这个比赛起到很关键的作用？
当然，就我们是先手偷得了2分，但是我感觉我们那局做得很好，包括扫兵判断还有投球力量做得很好，所以才偷得了2分。
And of course, it's important for this game. And without hammer, we still get 2, and we have good communication in this end, so we can make some shot.
You have qualified China for the Worlds. How does that make you feel?
就是这次比赛，你带领中国队进入到了最后的决赛，你现在的感觉怎么样？
我现在感觉非常好，然后。拿到这个成绩也是团队一起努力，然后明天我们会继续加油。
It feels so exciting and so good, and this is a teamwork, and we will prepare for tomorrow games.
What will you do to prepare for your gold medal match tomorrow?
明天你会为了金牌赛做什么样的准备呢？
今天还会延续今天的团队的工作，然后今天感觉团队的。判断交流做的细节都非常的好，然后我们明天还会延续这些东西。
And same things today we do, and this week we still do something very good, and we need to focus on some details.
Well, many congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you.
A very happy Team China. They're off to the gold medal game at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. We will have that gold medal game for you tomorrow. Thank you for joining us from Gangneung. For Rona Howie, I'm Hans Frauenlob. Good night from the Pacific Asia Curling Championships.
set.